Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So let's continue the next part of this tutorial. So as you can see over here, we have started with the lighting part of this particular stall design over here. So let's go into this. Now what I'll be doing over here is uh, I'll be increasing its light intensity over here. So let's increase its light intensity to 0.05 over here, and I'll remove its cast shadows over here. So let's again go back to the camera view and let's just render and see how it looks like. So now what I'll be doing over here is another thing what I'll be doing over here is I can push this a bit down if you require to push this a bit down. So you can go into this and you can just push this target a bit down if it is required over here. So once you're done, let's go into rendering. Render setup will see some changes if it is required. I'm not increasing the noise amount and the subdivisions because it's taking a very long time for the rendering, but I'll explain you how you can do it over here. Is you can go into this and we can go down over here, we can go down, go up over here, global DMC. You have this local subdivisions, you can increase this local subdivisions over here. After increasing this, you can just, after activating this local subdivisions, what I can do over here is first I'll go into this and I can just set it to 0.001 setting as a noise. Let's go into the material editor over here. Into the material editor, you will see that uh, in whatever materials you will go, you have a subdivision value over here. You can increase its subdivision values. So if you increase the subdivision values, your pixelation, the noise which you see in the scene will definitely reduce over here. So it will improve the quality of that. So right now I'm not increasing it because increasing that will take a longer time for the rendering. I'll just off this again. After that, you can just set the noise threshold to 0.001. Let's go down. As we have in the newer versions, you have a bucket, you can set that as a bucket, and if you're using a older version, you can just set this as adaptive subdivisions over here. Filter, you can keep it as lens os also. We can keep this catmull room also, not a problem. So uh, GI environment, we activating this, and also if you want to increase this, you can increase this also, but increasing this also takes a longer time. Your color mapping, keep it as exponential as usual, your radiance map. And also we have one more property over here. You can go into the light cache and you have a subdivisions for the cache amount over here. So if you go with the cache subdivisions to more around 2000 or 3000, definitely it will take a longer time for the rendering over here. So we'll not go with that for now. We'll just keep it in this way. So I'll just increase the intensity of that particular light. And in case if you're looking to add some passes over here, you can easily add some passes. Let's go into the render elements for save your file. Into the render elements, what I can do is I can I can add some passes like Vray diffuse filter. We can go down Vray lighting, Vray global illumination. We can go down Vray reflection, Vray refraction, self illumination, shadows, specular. So we can add this Vray luminance. We can add this passes over here. So once you see that, you can easily add this passes, reflection, refraction, self illumination, shadows, V-ray lighting, and once you add it, your passes are added into this. So now once you render it, and you will definitely see that you will definitely get a whole list over here of all the passes. So you can just individually save all these passes, but make sure the properties which you are setting up over here, like reflection or refraction or diffuse or illumination, make sure you have these properties in the scene in the form of materials. So if you don't have these properties, then definitely it won't work. So it's going to take a bit longer time because we have set it to a higher resolution, like we have set to HD over here. Alright, so let it render over here. So let it complete the rendering part over here. So guys, as you can see over here, we have rendered this uh, stall designing with the lighting part. Now if you go into this, you will see that these are all the different passes which we have generated over here. So if you look at it properly over here, you see that this is all your reflection, refraction, your self illumination, your shadows, and your specular. So now what we are going to do is we are just going to save all these passes. Let's go on to the desktop and I'll make a new folder. So let's name this pass as diffuse. Save it in JPG. Let's go into this. Save this pass. GI. You also need a ambient occlusion pass that can also be generated. Illuminance. Lighting. reflection, the very high reflections, refraction, self illumination, shadows, and your specular. You can also generate material, that's your ambient occlusion also, you can easily generate it. You can, if you want, you can easily generate that also. So for now, what we'll be doing over here is, let's open this passes in Photoshop. So let's just open it. Let's first open this first in Photoshop. Okay, after that, let's go into file, open, let's go again into the desktop, select this all and open that, all the passes. So let's go on to your first pass, that's your diffuse pass. Let's go on to this and let's take a reflection pass. Let's just drop this reflection pass. So this is, just a sec guys, okay, this is your diffuse pass. So we have to go into this. Okay, let's take this reflection pass and drop it on this, and let's give it as a screen over here. Can you see this? This is a reflection pass over here. So you can just add some reflections over here in this way. Then you have this pass, that is your global illumination pass. So let's take this pass on top of it again. You can take it, can give a better blending mode. So what I'm exactly doing over here is like, I'm just blending it in much better way. Lighting pass, reflection, self illumination pass. So let's take this self illumination pass over here. So you can just let's go into this, take a lighting pass, just drop that over here. So you definitely need a occlusion pass for a bit of depth over here. So if you have a occlusion pass, that definitely would give you a good depth in the scene. So you definitely require an occlusion pass. Alright. After that, You also have a refraction pass. So let's take this refraction pass. Alright, so the lighting pass is gone. Let's just open that. Just drag it on. Just drag this on top of it. And let's give some blending mode to it. Much better. And illuminance, we can just take this illuminance also over here. Can also take a Z depth pass. So if you have a ambient occlusion, definitely that would give you a bit of good depth. And last one, that's your specular. Alright, so we'll go into this. Alright, so if you want to generate this stuff, what I can do over here is like, you can select this. I'll go into the material, Vray light material, and I'll take a Vray dirt material. So you can just connect it. So you can just select this and Vray dirt material over here in this way. And let's just render and see. Okay. So once you're done with this, we can just go into this adjustment and we can give some bit of color balancing if it is required. If you require to go with some brightness contrast, I think we can go with this main adjustment. You can go with the brightness contrast a bit in this way. You can go into this and also give some kind of photo filter also if it is required. You can give some photo filter over here and you can adjust the stuff. So if you look at it, these are all different passes which we have generated individually. So you can render this. That's your ambient occlusion over here if required. And you can just composite it with diffuse pass also. Let's see how much time it takes. Okay. Now you can actually delete the lights if it is not required. Now it looks well. I think it will come well now. I've increased the settings over here for that. So let it do. We'll composite it. So guys, if you have any doubts, please write it in the comment section over here. And you can just save your file after that. So please like and subscribe my YouTube channel, that's KO Tutorials. So thanks for watching this tutorial.